Good morning, everyone. I have some big fall plans for us for the next couple of days. We're gonna do some fall reading. I'm gonna update my library. We're gonna do some baking. I'm gonna go on a walk because I live near a state park and show you guys all the beautiful leaves. Right now, I'm currently reading Fall I Want by Lila Parrish. So we are following Autumn, ironic, and Zane. Zane is a billionaire, but he came to Cozy Creek to hopefully get away from scandals that are currently going on in his life. And Autumn is an aspiring author, but she hasn't been able to write since her most recent breakup because her ex-boyfriend Sebastian was an asshole. Autumn works in a coffee shop with her two best friends. She has a dream constantly about this man. They nicknamed him Mr. Dreamy, and it's just like the most perfect guy, literally the man of her dreams. And then Zane goes to the coffee shop and they make eye contact, and it's like a sizzling connection. And that's kind of where it goes off. They can't stop thinking about each other, and then they keep running into each other, and then they befriend each other, and you know, that's how it's going. They're spending some time together, getting to know each other, and they have a magical pull towards each other. And so far, I am having a wonderful time. I just finished reading If It Makes You Happy, and that is the most like fall book I've ever read, and it was incredible. The slow burn, it was amazing. So I don't think this is going to be as good. I was looking at some reviews on Goodreads, which I know I shouldn't let other people's opinions dictate mine, but I just wanted to see how people were feeling about it. And apparently it's just a very like quick insta-love sort of situation, but you know, I've read a couple slow burns lately and I need the insta-love. So far I'm having a really good time. I'm on page 140, chapter 141, chapter 15, and if you get dual point of views, which I love. I get what everyone's saying about the whole insta-love situation. They're both like, I feel a magical pull towards him, but I kind of like that little fun aspect. The town is a little witchy, and the main guy, Zane, his sister, thinks she's a psychic. So it's kind of fun, like that little sort of witchy aspect. So on today's to-do list, we have reading. I want to do some baking. I need to make some more chocolate granola, and I also want to make banana bread. Delicious. I feel like I should make something sort of pumpkin-y, but I don't know if I want to bake that much. We'll see. Maybe I'll make it later on in the video, just not today. And then I also want to go on a walk today. That's our plan for today. I do want to talk about some of the other books on my radar for the next couple of days. Like I said, I'm reading Fall I Want, but there are a couple other books that I think I want to read, so we'll see. Obviously, I'm not going to read all of them, but let me grab them real quick. The first book on my radar for this week is People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. I haven't read any of her books yet, but I love the cover of this one. It's the perfect fall book. I saw some people saying that it's quite spicy, and a lot of people didn't love it as much as her other ones. I've never read any of her other books, so I don't know. I don't have an opinion on her writing, but I really like the vibes of it, and I think we're going to read this one. And then I don't feel like grabbing it out, but I also want to read Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V. Schwab. One of my all-time favorite books is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, so I think I'll really enjoy it. Lesbian vampires, they're toxic. Everyone's been loving it, so I think I'll enjoy it. And yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna go eat some breakfast. I'm gonna read while I eat. I have Fall I Want on my Kobo, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of some Pilates, and then I'll get started on the baking. So I'll see you guys then. I'm back from my baking. My banana bread is so good. Might be the best banana bread I ever made, and I didn't even do anything different, so I'm not sure what changed. But I was doing some reading while I was waiting for that to bake, and I've gotten 50% of the way through this book. I have like around 2 hours left according to my Kobo, and I am just having the greatest time. I love these two together. I think it's really sweet. I know it's very insta-lovey, but I just think they're so cute. Like, they obviously have some sort of deeper connection. I like the little, like, psychic aspect that you get from Zayn's sister. I love how protective Zayn is, and I hate Sebastian. That's pretty much my update. Probably gonna end up finishing this book today at some point, and maybe then we'll start people watching, or maybe we'll go for Bare Bones and Midnight Soil. I just want to keep reading, but I also want to do some Pilates, and I have a meeting with my advisor today, so I need to kind of be productive and put the book down, which is very difficult because I was like slumped like all summer. Like, I was not able to read. I just wasn't doing my best in all aspects of life, and now I've kind of just not rediscovered, I guess, just reminded myself how much I love reading, and we're really 10 toes down getting into it, and I just want to read and read and read all day. Also, I recently got a Kobo, and it's the best thing ever. I do have a Kindle, and I understand the over consumption, consumerism, all that jazz with having two e-readers. I apologize, but Kindle doesn't make a thing where you can have the buttons on the side anymore. I know there was the Kindle Oasis, but they discontinued it, and that's not a thing, and I really, really wanted the buttons, and I don't use Kindle Unlimited, so this is great for me. I'm having a grand old time reading my book. I think in a little bit I'll also update my library with you guys. I have a little scanner thing and just scan the books in, and I use Libib, I think is what it's called, and it like keeps track of everything like a library, and I keep track of my read books and my unread books, and it's really fun. I also want to update my Notion. I keep a Notion reading journal, and I have so many reviews that I would like to write for the books that I have read. I haven't written a review since like July, so I want to at least put somewhat of an idea of what I thought of the books, because I like to go back through and be like, oh, I forgot I read that. What did I think of it? And I can click on it and see how I felt. Anyways, it's about to be 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Also, look at my background. Is that not adorable? So cute. And then my home screen. Wait, this is the cutest thing ever. See that? So cute. And then this one. So cute. Anyways, I have to go be productive, and I will be back at some point. Alright guys, I had a successful workout, and now we're just gonna hang out before I have a meeting with one of my advisors for school. It's currently 2:18 and the Zoom is at 3, so we have some time to read, and I'm excited. So let's do it. I have my blanket, and we're comfy, and more importantly, I have my Kobo, so let's go. I forgot to say this when I was talking about the book earlier, but my only stipulation so far is that I feel like I'm struggling to follow what's happening. Sometimes I feel like the scenes don't make sense, unless that's just my poor understanding of it, but sometimes I feel like I'm a little confused. The dialogue gets confusing. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe it's just me not comprehending how I should be. I don't know. preface this, if you don't care about a very slight spoiler that is basically said to happen from the beginning of the book, then don't listen. Okay, so I had my meeting and I decided to keep reading, and I cannot believe what just fucking happened. He literally just proposed. Like, they were just kissing, and they've known each other for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe, and he just proposed. I'm sorry, what? It's a little crazy. Sometimes the love in this reminds me of love from a fantasy when things are high stakes, but there is no high stakes in like normal life, so it's kind of just like, I'm not cringing, but like kind of. That part just feels a little strange to me, but I'm gonna keep reading because this is just bizarre. Alright, as you can see, I went on my walk and I'm back now, and I've been reading for a couple minutes, and I only have around an hour left of the book, and I'm really confused on what's gonna happen because the book could be over right now. Like, everything good that could possibly happen has happened. There's nothing else that could be happening at this point. We still have to go to Zane's dad's wedding, and maybe there's gonna be a run-in with Zane's ex, but other than that, I really don't think anything's gonna happen. I don't think there's gonna be any sort of third act breakup because they're literally married. So I'm a little confused on what the next hour of this book is gonna be, because that's a lot. Like, it could have ended after they got married and we could have had an epilogue and be done. Like, I don't need more of their story at this point. Like, I feel like we don't know anything about them really, and we're not gonna learn more about them. Also, another point that I wanted to talk about that I forgot is, because she's in a like writing slump and can't write, her best friend told her that she needs to write a love poem or haiku every day. They're not poems. To me, they're just like, don't make sense. It's just like words. Like, it's nothing special. You might consider this a spoiler. I don't think it's a spoiler, but maybe I just don't know how a haiku works. But though this one towards the end of the book says, how did this happen? I married Mr. Dreamy. I'm so damn lucky. It sounds like a journal entry. It doesn't seem like a haiku or a poem. So I just don't understand that part. And also, they made a deal of some sort. He promised her an insane amount of money if she wrote a book about him. And we've heard nothing about her writing the book. Like, this whole story is literally, there's no like character development. It's all just, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I like that they don't necessarily have anything wrong with them. Not that there's things wrong with characters, like, they didn't have a lot of things they need to change and grow about themselves, but like, they're like, oh, I was depressed and then you came into my life and everything's better. But like, we didn't see that. It was just us being told that everything was better. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being picky, but the part that we never heard anything about how, like, she hasn't even started writing this book at all. And I'm just confused because I thought that would be a fun plot point, but we haven't gotten to it because it's like her entire story and thought process and her whole point of view revolves around him. Like, there's nothing personal to it. So we'll see what the end of this is like, because I'm enjoying it and I've been having a good time, but I think this next hour is gonna bring my rating down a little bit, but we'll see. Okay, I have some news. I have officially finished reading Fall I Want. This was absolutely adorable. If you are looking for a happy, spicy, sweet romance, really no stress involved in this. There's no breaking up, none of that. They declare they want each other and that's it. That's that. And they have a fun time together and they're adorable and it's very sweet. I'm not sure what I want to rate this book because 3.5 5 feels too low because I genuinely had a good time, but 4 stars is like too high because this book is nothing special, but it is such like a feel-good story that I think is really sweet. There is a lot of spice in it that I think could be dialed back a little bit. I was like slightly uninterested for a little bit just because I wouldn't say the book is character driven. It's not plot driven either. It's just like love driven, I feel like is the best way to put it. I'm not exactly sure what that means either, to be honest. And also I realized that I was saying the author's name wrong. It's not Lila, it's Lyra. I'm not sure how to say it, but I added an extra letter, so my apologies. So I think this might be like a 3.75, but like a solid 3.75. Like, definitely read this. It's a really sweet book. Don't expect anything out of it. You're not gonna get some crazy feelings from this book. I just think it's a very adorable read and it makes you feel good. Something I really enjoyed about this book is the magic kind of going on. I don't know if it's the town or just like the people in their lives, but I like this like sizzling connection that people describe that they have. I think it's really sweet, and it ends with like one of her best friends having that magnetic connection with Zane's brother-in-law, and it's kind of lining up for the next book. But the other books in the series I believe are written by different authors, so that could be interesting to try and read. Overall, it was a good book, made me feel good, and a super fast, easy read. So now I don't think I'm going to read anything else for today because I do have to do homework because I didn't do anything at all today. But if I do end up picking up another book, I will let you guys know. Honestly, I have no idea what I want to read. I'm not sure. Trying to pick a book right after you finish one is really difficult. So I will come back to you guys when I am picking another book. But for the rest of the night, I think I'm just going to do some homework. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Since I finished Fall I Want yesterday, I ended up not reading anymore for the rest of the night, so we're going to pick our next book now. I'm not exactly sure what I want. I have 2 choices, and you guys are going to help me decide, so let me go grab them. Okay, I'm not going to show you guys the choices. You're just going to tell me left or right. I know you can't actually tell me, but take a guess. Left or right, and that'll be our book for the next part of this video. I'll give you a second. Okay, I'm picking right, which gives us A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I know this isn't even one of the books that I said that I might want to read. I don't care because I was looking at it over there and I was like, oh, I actually kind of really want to read this. So this is what we're going to read. The other option that maybe you did pick, and maybe I'll read next, is People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. And I know this is technically more fall. I don't care. It's my video, my rules. I really want a fantasy. Anyways, we're going to start reading this soon. I have one more assignment I want to finish for school, and then we're going to read. So I will see you guys then. All of my homework that I wanted to get done is done. So you know what time that is? It's time to start reading A Darker Shade of Magic. Okay, same spot, different day. Yesterday I read 86 pages of A Darker Shade of Magic, and so far I'm enjoying it, but I'm also really confused as to what's supposed to be happening. I didn't read the full summary of this, or I did and I don't remember. So we're in this world where there's 3 Londons. There's White London, Grey London, and Red London, and once upon a time there used to be a Black London. There's a bunch of magic in this world, but only some people are able to access it, and once upon a time you had a slight amount of magic. Everyone used to go between the Londons, so they're existing like on the same like plane, but they're like separate worlds, I think. And we're mainly following Kel, who is an Antari, which at this point are the only people who have enough magic to go between the worlds, because the crazy Black London like went insane with power, and they were like, the world was like gonna end. So all of like the separate Londons like shut themselves off from each other. So only if you have a crazy amount of magic can you like transport yourself into the other London. So Kel is an Antari, and these people, what makes them so special is that they can control blood magic, I believe. And yeah, he doesn't know where he came from, but magic doesn't follow a lineage. So you could have had no power and he could have a bunch, your parents could have a bunch of power and you have none. And I don't know where the story is going to continue going. I assume we're going to find stuff out. Like, I don't really know, because Kel doesn't know where he comes from, but he does work for the King of Red London, and he like basically passes notes between the several Londons to help, I guess, keep peace and whatever. And it's absolutely 100% forbidden for people to trade stuff between the Londons. You're committing treason if you do that. We're also following Lila, and she has no magic from what we know so far, and she also does not have a home or a place to go to, so she's kind of a nomad, and she wants to be a pirate. That's what we know about her. I have absolutely no idea where this book is gonna go whatsoever. I imagine something's gonna happen between the different Londons. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna do some reading today. Not yet, but soon we'll do some reading. But today I'm just planning on doing some homework, doing some reading, and then I need to scan some books into my library, and I have a little tiny book haul for you guys because I bought some books from Target's book sale. So that's where we're at. I just ate breakfast, so I'm going to go ahead and do my little workout for the day, and that's about it. Not much going on today. I'm hoping to get most of the way through with this book, so that way we'll be able to read one more book for this video. I needed to pick up just a tad because I am a little bit bored. I just don't know like what's the gist, like what's supposed to happen. I have a feeling maybe someone's gonna be trying to like get as much magic as possible, because you know, if you give humans the opportunity to do something good, they're always going to do something bad. So instead of the world staying at peace, I'm sure everything's going to go to shit. But we'll see. I'm going to read a little bit more later, and I'll come back to you guys then. I do have to watch my puppy today, so she's probably going to be hanging out with me, and you guys can meet her. Here's my puppy. Her name's Whiskey. Oh, she's hiding. She's adorable, isn't she? And we're going to hope that she doesn't eat my carpet. Okay, it's officially book haul time. I have absolutely zero self-control, and Target had their buy two get one free book sale just a little bit ago. So I bought a few too many books, but it's okay because I'm gonna read them all, and that's all that matters. I am gonna do this like rapid fire just to show you guys what I got and not really talk about them too much, just because there is a lot of books and I don't want it to take up this whole video. Alright, so first I decided to pull a plug and get the Darker Shades of Magic trilogy. You guys know I'm reading this one right now. I bought the whole series without knowing if I'm going to like it or not, because the sale was buy two get one free. So one of these was free, and that just makes sense to me. Then we have A Dance of Lies. This cover is absolutely stunning, and I saw Emmy talking about it, and I love it. I think it looks so beautiful. I've never read any of Hannah Bonham Young's books, but I decided to buy these three. We have Out on a Limb, Out of the Woods, and People Watching. My mom read Out on a Limb, and she absolutely adored it, and we have really similar book taste, so I think I'm going to enjoy these, although I haven't really heard amazing things about People Watching. I'm still going to give it a chance, though. Now we have Real by Kennedy Ryan. I have also never read any of her books, but I have Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, and I know that's like an interconnected series. Anytime I've ever seen anyone talk about her books, they're just so like enthralled and talking about how wonderful her writing is. I'm very curious about these books. Now, this book, I went to Barnes & Noble and I saw it on the table and I was like, oh, maybe I'll get it, and then I decided not to get it. And now, every single person that I watch is picking it up, and it's The Will of the Many. I am very intrigued by this. I think it's a trilogy. It looks very like dystopian-esque kind of thing, and I haven't read a dystopian book in a really long time, and this kind of screams like fall, winter time to me. Okay, sorry, my camera died. To continue with the book haul, I have already read one of the books, so that's a win, and that book is Dire Bound. This was so much fun. Very, very Fourth Wing-esque, but I don't even care. It also may have been the most predictable fantasy I've ever read. Also, I don't care. It was so fun. Definitely read it. Don't go in with high expectations. Just know that you're going to have a good time. I also have two special editions. I have the Owl Crate Romantasy quarterly box. So in that box we got What Fury Brings. I don't know what this is about, but it is really beautiful. It looks like it might be a tit. It looks like it might be a tad smutty just based off of this. But I don't know, I haven't read any of my Owl Crate subscriptions, and so far I've gotten 3 of them. Maybe I'll do a video for that. We'll see. Now we have the second installment in the Spell Shop series, The Enchanted Greenhouse. I adored the first book. I realized how much I love cozy fantasy, so I know I'm really gonna enjoy this one. Immortal Consequences. This cover is really intriguing. No idea what it's about, but again, I saw Emmy talking about it, and I really value her fantasy opinions, so I think this will be good. Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. I think this is her first fantasy book. I have one of her romance books. There's like a girl with they have like a instrument on the front, but I can't remember what it's called. But I don't know anything about her writing, but I like the cover, so I got this one. Oh, I just realized I got completely sidetracked, and the other special edition I was talking about is Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. I was on the Owl Crate website, and I ordered the special edition of Wild Reverence. That hasn't come yet, but this was only $10, so I figured why not buy it, because it's also cheaper than the actual like regular version of the book. I've also never read a Cassandra Clare book, but as you'll see, I have a lot of plans too. I'm trying to expand my fiction taste, so I got Broken Country. I saw Sarah Caroli talking about this one, and I really value her fiction taste. I feel like ours is very similar, so definitely want to read this soon. And then same situation with Broken Country, The Bright Years. I think this will be really good. It sounds very interesting. And then we have a new release, Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. I absolutely love the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. I haven't seen much about this, to be honest. I haven't seen a lot of people reading it yet, so I don't know what the general vibe is for it. I also don't know what it's about, but I'm sure it's gonna be good. Okay, now into some fun fantasies that I couldn't hold back on. I have the next 2 books in the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. I have the first one that I haven't read yet, but I love the way that these books look, and I figured if they're on sale, I should get them. I know that's a horrible way to justify it, but I don't care. Like I said, you'll see I'm trying to get into Cassandra Clare, And what better way to buy a bunch of series than if they're on sale? I got the box set of the Shadowhunters series, and I just love the way these books look, like all next to each other. And then I also decided to get the Infernal Devices trilogy, because I know people say you read the first 3 books of the Shadowhunters and then you read these 3 and then you, or I don't know, somehow then this book plays into it, the Red Scrolls of Magic. I don't know. I have it written down somewhere, but yeah, lots of Cassandra Clare. And then the final 2 books of our very unnecessary haul is The Heartless Hunter and Rebel Witch, the Crimson Moth duology. I've seen a lot of people say they just have a ton of fun with this, so I think this could be a good, like, filler fantasy series if I'm feeling slumpy or something. I don't know. Alright, so that brings us to the end of our haul. That's everything. Now we need to scan some of the books into my library. I did most of them, but I ordered more books after I got these ones, so we have to scan those ones in. I'm going to put these away, and then we'll do that. Happy Friday. I didn't give too many updates on this. I don't actually know if I gave any updates on this yesterday because I didn't really read anything until like later in the night, and by then I just didn't feel like chatting. But I was saying, oh, I don't really know what's gonna happen. Oh, just wait. This has gotten really crazy, and I'm like 50% of the way through the book, and shit has hit the fan. I knew it. I knew something was someone, you know, people always want more power than what they have. Take everything for granted. I knew it was gonna happen. Follow along at the beginning between 2 different characters, and then their paths cross, and I like how that happened. It was very like fitting for the story, which makes sense, but I just like how it happened. I am very intrigued as to where this is gonna go because there's 2 more books in the series, so I don't know what is gonna happen in this that's gonna make it so crazy, but they're talking about doing some crazy stuff, and I'm just like, no, don't do that because you already know. I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything for those who haven't read it, but for those who have and you want to know what I'm talking about, it's about the freaking stone. I'm not going to say it much more than that, but so I'm really enjoying the writing in this. I like that it's told in third person. I like the feel of it being like a narrated story versus coming from their own head. Like someone's telling the story to us versus being in their mind. I like that. I know some people don't, but I personally think that that is really interesting. I also feel really bad for Holland. I'm not going to say exactly why because I don't want to spoil some stuff that you find out, but I feel really bad for him. I know he's kind of like a not very great character at the moment, and I feel bad because he wants to be good, but I'm hoping that he wants to be good, but he's not. He can't be. I'm going to do a little bit more reading today. I do have to go to work later. I want to get almost done with this. I have like 200 pages left. I'm going to do a little workout and then I'll be back when I start reading again. My jaw was literally dropping last night when I was reading this. I'm just having so much fun. I can't tell you the last time I read a fantasy where there was like no romance plot. It was just like the plot that was like driving the story. And I'm really enjoying it. I think it's so much fun. Definitely makes me want to continue expanding my book taste because you never know what you're gonna like until you read it for the first time. I will be back when it's time to read. I brought you guys up here so we can get nice and cozy and just read together. Things were very intense when I stopped reading last night. So I'm intrigued to see where things are gonna go. So we're gonna read for a little bit. This book is getting absolutely insane. I'm not gonna be happy if this book sprouts into a romance somehow. I feel like that does not belong in this story. But I also have a slight feeling that maybe it could happen. And maybe I'll grow to like it. But as of right now, I don't really want something like that. I don't know, it doesn't seem right for this story. Yesterday, I officially finished reading A Darker Shade of Magic. This book was so good. It really kept me on the edge of my seat. It ended very like, okay, we're good. So I'm a little bit confused as to why there's 2 more books in the series because to me, like, it could be done there. I mean, I guess there's still like things that could happen. I don't know, but I'm intrigued intrigued. Not a situation where I'm like, I need the next book right now, because it ended very like matter-of-factly, like this happened, and we're good. So I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I had a really fun time reading this, and I did not want to put it down. So definitely recommend this if you haven't read it yet and you're looking for like a quick, fast-paced read. I will admit the beginning was a little slow, but after that it really picked up. I'd say the first like 60-70 pages it was slow, and then it like picks up and it stays like that the whole story. Like, you get so much after that. So that brings us to the end of our cozy fall reading vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.